Welcome to tonight's Bluegrass Breakdown Radio Show. We got a great lineup here alongside me. Of course, Danielle Chilton from last week. We shared a show. And my favorite, been looking forward to this all week, from the cardsandcats.com or the catsandcards.com, Mark Blankenbaker.
Hey, thanks for having me, Tyler. Appreciate it, buddy.
I'm glad you're here, Mark. It's always nice to have you on the show.
That's right.
Yeah, it is. I have a great.
Feel the love tonight. I'm feeling it.
I know. I have a great time when Mark's on stage. I don't know. It's just a different vibe when you're around.
Well, I feel the same way about you guys.
Good. Glad. Danielle, how was the game today? You were at the Kentucky and Loyola game.
It was decent. Kentucky barely won. I didn't have any fun at all.
Matt, turn that music off.
Hey, excuse me.
I'm trying to grandma. Sorry.
Yeah, little grandma.
Little grandma.
Tyler hates Christmas.
It's Christmas week, you know. I can't see the background. I think we got some awesome snowman behind me or Mark. One of the side of Matt. Do we?
I have no idea.
Man, is this up tonight? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Go on.
You're not talking mood. You're kind of.
I'm figuring something out.
Yeah, he's doing his Christmas shopping. He's kind of getting everything right. He's wrapping it out there. I mean, yeah, he's taking care of the kids. He's making a gingerbread house, and then he's gonna produce the show.
Making a gingerbread house. We'll get right into it then.
Yeah.
Since Daniel, you were at the game today, we'll start out with Kentucky. They beat Loyola it was a close game for the first half.
The first half was rough.
Kind of hard watching it because you could tell Kentucky was a better team. You could tell they were outplaying them, and they were draining threes. That's what kept them in the game. And they made little defensive mistakes. Wilcher is awful on defense. Just awful, which is bad for me to say because I love him. I love Kyle Wilcher like every other UK.
So you're hating on Kyle Wilcher, and he had 24 large ones today. His career high for Cats. He came off the bench. He shot 7 for 11.
7 for 11, I think.
And you're mad at the man.
Well, he doesn't D up. So
you sound like Coach Calipari.
Did you see him play defense?
I did. It's
He
kind of
can't beat anybody.
He's slow. He's slow.
what's up with his
You
technical?
can't be slow when people are.
Calipari's. I don't know. Yeah, what is up with that?
Cal. Okay.
Give us the intro.
Cal actually got a warning pretty early. He was mad at the refs. The refs were, you can take that or leave it if you think it's a bad call. I'm not one of those people who. I'm not in a little bit. However, the Loyola coach was doing the same thing. He was yelling just as loud and as vulgar as Cal was.
Mm-hmm.
But Cal got a warning early. He kind of calmed down. Then he started complaining again to the ref. The ref totally just gave him a technical.
Well, I just don't understand. I mean, John Calipari is always on the officials. So, I have a hard time understanding that because it's just like, if you're always going to be on them, how do they know when you're really mad? Because, he's constantly working them. He's working them in the media after the game. He's working them in the media before the game. He's working them in the parking lot. He's working them in their hotel rooms. He is always talking to officials, and I'm just like, okay, you're down 6 at halftime.
It works for him, doesn't it?
Let's talk to your team.
You got to get a technical here and there.
Oh, he talks to the team too. He's on his team just as much as he's on the media and he's on the refs.
You got one mouth.
You can't give him a Louisville. You can't get one against Louisville. You're just giving him a point or two. Get one against Loyola. Just you got to get one. I hear him. I would have got one.
You think so? You got to get it against Loyola.
I get one a game. I get mad. I get so mad. I scream to TV. I don't even want to know what Calipari's out there screaming. I know I heard him scream a few words on TV today. But Matt, I think Matt wants us to come this way.
Yeah, he wants us to come this way.
Camera, so all you all can see us that are watching. Check out the website, by the way. It's KentuckySports.co. Best website around, along with the cats and cards.com with my man Mark.
And cats.
Or Cards and Cats.
Co-best.
Mark likes to go cards, being a brutal red card glasses he has on at all times.
Brutal red cardinal glasses, of course.
Yeah. I'd like to.
Brutally red.
I mean, okay, UK won today. Awesome. But I don't want to jump into something, Mark. This has been scratching my ass all week.
It's been scratching your ass.
No, scratching. Shane Bohannon's comments of being the best team in the country, no doubt, and we're going undefeated.
Yeah, undisputed, undefeated, undeniable, I think is kind of the direction he's going. And the funny thing that I've kind of sat back and watched a lot of this reaction, and Shane Bohannon is obviously mocking the UK fan base with that sort of – because we play in the Big East. So we're obviously going to lose a game. Okay? And I remember last time I was on this show, it was about 3 weeks ago. One Tyler Bloyd came on and said, "Is it possible?" And he stopped the show. He put his hands up. Is it possible that the Cats could run the table and go undefeated? And I said, no, they're going to lose a game. They're going to lose a couple games.
I bet you I agreed. If we could, Matt, if you could find that while you do your side work, I bet you I agreed with you.
Yeah, no, I don't know if you did or not, but it was just funny to hear Shane Bohannon say the same thing that
so
you basically said.
Was he saying he was watching
and then
our
now
show
you're
that
mad.
week?
Now you're mad.
Shane was watching our show that week, wasn't he?
Shane was watching, and actually, I think he went and bought a T-shirt somewhere that said
Here's the
"Undisputed, Undeniable."
Shane Bohannon should have. Does Rick Pitino not hand them like press releases?
No.
Just things to say. Be like, look,
No, he's
here's
handing
things
them
you don't
scouting
say.
reports.
Well, at the same time, he needs to like be like, here you go. These are things you don't say. You don't say we are going to go undefeated. You don't say all that stuff because people will explode, which they did.
That's all I was getting at.
They did, but the thing is that he was being sarcastic.
Yeah, but what if
So
a Kentucky player said it? It would probably been on ESPN the next day.
Well, maybe.
Probably.
Right, maybe.
UofL
Been like they're declaring themselves
That's
going to
what
go
they did.
perfect. But look, nobody's going to go perfect in the modern era of college basketball.
Murray State might.
Well, until they get to the NCAA tournament.
Hey, you never know. They face up against Louisville. You know there's early entry right there.
Yeah, it's not Moorhead.
Yeah, I know. But I just those comments. It's cool. I know he was being sarcastic. I will agree, but you don't say that. I just don't think you should even say that. As Danielle said, it's kind of an etiquette not to say as a.
I mean, you should
It's
talk
kinda-
backwards. You should
I honestly-
remain modest.
Yes.
Keep it cool.
I honestly
don't
think
get
he
anyone
did it
excited.
to provoke
rile
the game.
things up.
I
I
think
do
he wanted
too.
to
I
just
think it's great.
stoke the fire. I think he wanted to say,
It works.
hey, let's get this rivalry going. We got Western next. We have Georgetown, which is a league game. And, I know Louisville's going to be focused for that Georgetown game big time.
Yeah, it's a big
they're
game.
gonna open up
I think Matt's
Big
got the
East.
video real quick of Shane.
Yeah, let's play that.
Yeah, we one of them, man. I mean, like I said, them rankings don't mean nothing for real, man, because we better than half the teams, you know what I mean? But we ain't going to get into all that, but, I mean, that's just how I feel, and that's the attitude I'm going to walk into every game with it now. And, let me be Vandy and Memphis, so now, yes, we are number one team in the country in my eyes.
Yeah.
Number one team in the
see
country in
that
my eyes.
video
man.
right there.
Like I said, and we're going undefeated. Point blank period.
He's obviously
trying to not to laugh. I
don't
agree.
think.
It's a good video. I give Shane credit, but I just.
Well, I was actually mad at Jason because he's right to the left of Shane there, and his
Who's
video. Jason writes for us on cardsandcats.com.
Louisville
He's
fan.
Louisville fan,
Okay.
obviously. He's right there on the left, and he didn't capture that.
He's a
as
noob.
well.
What a
Yeah,
noob.
and I'm like, dude, you got to get in there and edge those guys
You got to
out.
bump CN2 to the right.
Exactly.
You definitely got to give CN2 elbows.
Well, that's a big guy that he'd have to box out.
Yeah, I'll box CN2 out left and right. It doesn't matter who's in front of me. I'm boxing you out. I've done it before. You know what I'm talking about.
But no, that would have been a great video to get for us.
It would have been, but it's a good rivalry builder. I just think don't say it, but good win, I guess.
Media
on his
Relations
side.
101. You
Oh, yeah.
keep it back.
Yeah,
Kind of
for
like
sure.
it's kind of like the way that Pitino always says, when they play, podunk you, and he's like, "Oh, this team's really tough. They're going to be one of the."
Oh,
toughest
yeah.
in the
Well,
face." It's that kind of. He needs to do that. Be like, "Oh man, I don't know. Our schedule's really hard." That's what he should have said. Everyone would have been like, "Ha ha," but you got to say it.
Well, every team on Louisville's schedule obviously has NBA clones on it. I mean,
Exactly.
that's just the way it is.
It's just always
That's-
there. I mean, night in, night out. It doesn't matter.
You
You're
don't even
going.
have to talk about it.
Oh yeah,
Big
it's-
time.
The Big East, now that you're the nation East, the nationwide, and you're just going to be ballers everywhere.
Big country.
I don't know what's wrong with the big country.
That's right.
That's good. I like that too. Moving on to Kentucky, they had 3 games since our last show.
I know.
They've
Overload.
overload the past week, which is, I love it. You're at this one as well, Danielle. You
I
were
was.
just killing it
I
for
am-
us right now.
I'm everywhere.
UK beat Sanford 82-50.
They did. That was pretty much a blowout. Trying to remember details. Teague had a really good game. Deron Lamb killed. He was absolutely just on fire from the 3-point range.
26
He really
points.
couldn't miss. I'm just now getting the footage to Matt, so we don't have it. I actually asked him about that. I was like, do you know when you shoot it that it's just going to go in? And he's like, that's how I play my game. He was like, when I shoot it, I have confidence in my shot. When I shoot it, it's going in. Which
You
obviously
gotta
isn't
have
true all the
confidence.
time. But, I mean, after that night, he was just like, when I shoot it, I know it's going in. I got that confidence, which is great. I wish he'd, transfer that confidence to Kyle Wiltshire. And
Kyle Wiltshire had
Teague.
24 points, Danielle.
Well, today-
You have some issues.
Okay, look,
You're Kyle Wiltshire hater.
What?
What's
Okay.
against
24.
Kyle Wiltshire? Did you see
Have
the
you
man
read-
dance
okay,
on
have
Big
you
Blue
read-
Madness? He just twerked.
Anthony Davis is behind him.
Working it.
He can get beat off the dribble.
Exactly.
Whatever.
Just let the big man swat it.
He's just
Okay,
helping his
there
block
you go.
totals.
He had 24.
Do you read anything I write?
Yes, I do.
Did I tell you that?
Actually.
I believe
Actually.
you don't at all. You don't.
No, Danielle wrote that one. I'm going to skip that.
You don't. Yeah. No, I think I wrote one time that I said I wanted to take his hook shot out to dinner.
Yeah, I read that. I did read that.
It's true. I love him.
But you don't want to take his defense out to dinner.
No, I would like to leave that at home. I'd like to cheat on that.
It's a combo package.
I would like to cheat on it, actually.
Oh, wow. You were brutal.
Yeah, I would. But I mean, he's so slow. His feet are so slow, and I mean that's something he can hopefully.
Quit hating on the man. Anyways, like she said, Thorne Lamb, he had 26 points. He had 6 rebounds. He's got to be the go-to scorer for the Cats as of now and for the rest of the season, right?
He is. He's by far their best shooter. Mm-hmm. By far, he's by far their best free throw shooter. I mean, he's really turned out to be a go-to man. He's gonna win. If he gets cold on the shot, other people are gonna have to step up. Like tonight, he was cold.
Now, we got the UK UofL game coming up, Mark.
We do.
You got Lamb, the go-to scorer is. Who do you think for the Cards will be on him?
Yeah, it'll probably be Chris Smith. And that's not a great option for Louisville if you look at it. What happened to him in the Vanderbilt game? I forget the player's name off the top of my head.
It's John Jenkins.
Jenkins.
It doesn't matter. John Jenkins is good.
Jenkins and Lamb are in the same area. They're, I don't know how they match up size-wise, but I know that they have similar games. And that is going to be a tough task for Smith. So I wouldn't be surprised if they take Curick and do a little time on him, maybe a little Russ Smith too, just to try to see if something happens and things are going
Russ
wrong.
Smith's scrappy. I could see him getting good on him.
It'll probably be Russ because you got to have Kyle Curick guarding your 3. Be Darius Miller.
He's got to be on Gilchrist or
yeah, exactly. And you can't take him off to go on Lamb because then you leave it wide open. So
you have Gilchrist in for 30 plus a game. You got Miller right beside him as well, so you have to have Curick on one of those guys at all times. Then obviously Jones, he did miss the last 2 games for Kentucky.
Yeah, when's his timetable?
He wanted to play today. He could have played today, right, Danielle?
But they actually, I've kind of heard a couple different things on this.
Okay.
I don't think he technically could have played today. I got a shot of it. I was looking at his hand. His hand is completely. This whole part has kind of like a big old cast on it. Mm-hmm. And I've heard that he's going to be back for the Louisville game. They're probably going to set him out
he'll be back
today. Well, here's the deal. There are kind of some rumors milling around that he might be out 2 to 3 weeks.
I think they're pulling a Riffatino effect.
But that honestly, but at the same time, that hasn't been confirmed by anyone. But
though. His finger literally went like this.
Well, no matter how what it is, you're a Louisville game or not. I want to win the Louisville game, obviously, but for Kentucky to be as good as they can be this year, they need Terrence Jones to be healthy in March.
Mm-hmm.
So rushing him back for a non-league game in December, who cares? Be Kyle Wilcher, and we'll beat him off the bounce, and we'll get some points.
I'm not sure you'll fine. You'll just get blocked. I honestly think we can beat you all without Terrence Jones. So if he's not there,
I mean, they look good without Terrence Jones.
Well,
they still look really
they're
good.
going to be. It's going to be a good game.
I mean, the problem in Indiana was Anthony Davis was in foul trouble. So they were really playing without Terrence Jones. And it was their national championship.
My whole point is just that. Don't rush him back for a non-league game at the end of the season.
I agree. Even though it's a big rivalry game,
put a helmet on him as Riffatino does. That's his
exactly. Put a helmet on. Just put a big old.
Did you see that? Like the videos? That was nuts. It was a legit.
Sometimes when you have a voodoo doll that's being used against you somewhere in Lexington, and
it might be in Louisville.
You can't even take a step outside without getting hurt. You have to resort to some desperate measures.
It might be behind bars.
You didn't see the video of them walking around in a bubble, did you? They're literally walking around in bubbles on campus. It's amazing.
They are walking around in bubbles. Anyways, we got Danielle Chilton here, Mark Blankenbaker from Cards and Cats or KatsandCards.com. Check it out. What's the Twitter account?
Cardsandcats.com.
Cardsandcats.com. Danielle, what's your Twitter?
You get a new one Danielle Kaisko. Danielle Kaisko.
Again, Matt's what's our home? I don't pay attention. What's the home Twitter?
At KYSports.co.
KYSports.co. So check it out. There's always getting updates. Matt's
it's only been that way for a year, but that's cool.
We haven't actually been on for a year, so it couldn't be a year.
Well, close to a year.
Yeah. Anyways, check that out. It's good stuff. We're always getting you updates. Danielle's been killing us. I just saw she had updates during the game.
Yeah, like 800.
I didn't notice that until just.
Did you not notice that?
They didn't come to my phone, I guess.
800 tweets.
You really did. That's unbelievable. You had a lot of tweets during the game.
I did.
You check it out. We're up to date with everything.
They're really funny too.
They are. You've got
hilarious.
You got dark humor.
I am full of comedic insight.
You are. We're going to go ahead and take our first break. We'll be right back with some more great UK UofL talk. We got straight to
Grandma got run over by a reindeer walking home from our house Christmas Eve. You can say there's no such thing as Santa, But as for me and Grandpa, we believe she'd been drinking too much eggnog, and we begged her not to go.
They're downtown. I'm not going down there.
I'm Kelly Patrick with KentuckySports.co radio show in partnership with LouisvilleSportsBuzz.com. Around here we've got Big Blue Nation, big races at the horse tracks, big rivalries. We've got big arenas with big name coaches. Being realistic, a lot of times we end up with big women. But there are some things that we prefer to be smaller, like the price we pay at local restaurants, or what it costs to play 18 holes, or to even have your hair cut. At LouisvilleBigDeals.com, you'll get a big deal and a small price to some of the best restaurants and businesses in the Louisville area. So jump online and visit LouisvilleBigDeals.com and tell them Kelly Patrick sent you.
KentuckySports.co radio show, your #1 source for sports news and information. All UK sports, UofL, at KentuckySports.co.
No, I'm not a well-decorated sea captain who battles monsters on a large nautical vessel, but thanks to Old Spice, I smell like I am. No, I don't have 14 well-oiled abs or endless gold treasures pouring from my pants.
Shh, don't tell my nose that.
Welcome back to the Bluegrass Breakdown. Danielle's breaking out.
Where's my jam?
Anyways, back here with my best friend Mark Blankenbaker from the Cats, cardscats.com. You can pick it. It's great.
Right, whatever your
Cardinal
colors
fans,
are.
Cards, Cats, Cats fans, Cats and Cards.
Yeah, if you just happen to see your team on top, you can have it that way. No
Exactly.
problem.
So it's always nice to have you, Danielle, myself, Matt. Matt behind the computer doing all the sweet graphics. Like, thank you for all your hard work you do, Matt.
Majorly hard. He does all the heavy lifting.
He is not happy.
What can I say? I'm a genius. That's as much as I can say about that.
You know, Matt, you look like you're losing some weight.
Do I really?
Anyways, we'll talk a little Louisville this segment. Now that we got Mark.
Thing you've actually ever said to me.
Your face is blushing. I know.
Sweating to death.
Yeah, I can tell. You look kind of remind me of Kelly.
Yeah.
Kelly's
Kelly's not here. Somebody's got to sweat.
Kelly, yes. Kelly sweats profusely. It's unbelievable. But Louisville had a good start to the week, Mark. They took down Memphis, John Calipari's own team.
Yeah, I know. It was amazing. It's a big-time rivalry for the Cards. They came into the Yum Center, and the place was rocking. It was one of the loudest crowds I've seen in the Yum Center since in the first 2 seasons. And I tell you what, it was a big win for the Cards, and I can't believe that team's 5-4, or I think they're 6-4 now. But that's a really good
It's unbelievable. They have so much talent. The Barton brothers, Will Barton's he's really good.
Yeah.
I just think it's too much. I wouldn't say too much talent. I don't really know what to say. They just don't mold together.
I think it's just a little bit of bad luck, and then also just maybe the team's just not meshing early. It will be. Good,
I don't know his name. They're missing their center, who is like 6'10", 6'11". He's a beast. He decided to go play overseas somewhere. He was their number one, big guy. That definitely hurts you. When your guy leaves after the first game of the season.
They'll be back in the top 15 before the tournament starts.
They'll be fine, but. It was a good win for Louisville. The crowd, like you said, the crowd was rocking. The Chum Bucket, give you all credit. It was good.
That's right. All we got to do now is get Tennessee on the schedule so we can win the state of Tennessee.
Exactly.
That wouldn't be hard.
Exactly. You got to win one state because you can't win our state.
Oh, ding dong.
Okay.
We'll find out about that.
You got Moorhead last year. You got Western coming up. You got to be really scared. You know what happened last time.
Why would I be scared? We got Western Kentucky. We're favored by 26 points.
I know. You all were going to blast. Okay. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah. Gorgie Dang, during the Memphis game, he had his third straight double-double. He's 6. He had a game, I think, last night. It's 6 of his career. He's playing very well this season. He's had a great improvement. I was texting Kelly, yourself, maybe everybody, just making fun of Gorgie Dang, saying, he's not good. But I was joking with you all. Because you all take it seriously way too much. He's having a good season. compared to last year. I mean, look at him.
Oh, he's a completely different player, and they actually had a press conference before the College of Charleston game, and I attended that. And they brought Gorgie out to do one-on-ones, and he said, I may not be the strongest guy, but I promise you that I will be quicker than any big man that I play against this year.
No,
powerful.
The first thing that popped in my head was, well, I know that you're bigger than Anthony Davis.
Yeah, he is.
So speed matchup now, that's going to be interesting.
I thought Gorgie was smart.
Gorgie is extremely intelligent.
He
runs circles around you.
No, he couldn't. But I will give him credit. I really do like his little hook shot he does, his little turnaround. It's 100%. I feel like every time he does it, it is going to go in. I kind of like Gorgie. I don't say that much about Cardinals, but I do kind of like
Gorgie is a really likable guy. Because he speaks 5 languages, and I don't obviously English is not his first one, but he thinks about everything that he does say, and he's extremely intelligent, and he handles the ball, he gets to the glass, he blocks shots. He's even a good passer now, though. The one thing he needs to develop is a mid-range jumper, because
that takes
teams are backing off of him around the free throw line, and he's looking to pass. He should be popping that shot right now.
Now, Danielle, Mark just kind of brings him ahead. He's bigger than Anthony Davis. He is definitely more, I wouldn't say he's more physical. I think they're neither. He's not longer. He's much stronger. Neither of them are physical, in my opinion. But what do you think of this matchup? Like, what's it going to come out to you? Obviously, they're different players. They're both a block. They're both defensive factors.
It's going to be interesting because, Anthony Davis hasn't been up against anybody who's actually bigger than he is.
No, Thomas Robinson's pretty big.
He's not as big, I don't think.
He's huge. He's 6'10", like 270. He's bigger than Gorgie.
Well, he ain't longer.
He's not. Nobody's
longer.
Longer.
That's the thing with Anthony Davis. He's so long. Mm-hmm. He can block anything. He can. So I don't know. He's fast too, and
he can run the court with
exactly
with the guards.
And he's a good ball handler too. That's
I do think it is a good matchup for either side. In the defensive position, I will say in the offense, I think it's Kentucky's advantage because he can pull out Gorgie a little bit.
Yeah,
work it around the dribble drive as Calipari wants to do.
It'll open up the lane.
It'll open up the lane for all these guys.
Jokers.
Yeah. Calipari has said this past couple of days that he wants Anthony Davis to be more open with the shots. He wants him to shoot in past 2-3 games.
And he can shoot.
He can shoot.
He shoot. I actually saw a little bit of that today. He actually went a little more jumper wise. He didn't really make a lot of them. But
I would be surprised if Anthony Davis gets more than like 3 or 4 blocks in the Louisville game, simply because he's going to have to stay and honor Zhang. But Zhang is not going to be like a guy who's going to post him up and then just make a move on him.
He's going to get his blocks off of guys back cutting, thinking that's his blocks. Like North Carolina game, he only had maybe 3 against North Carolina.
Exactly, and Zhang's going to move around. He's going to be setting picks, and he's going to have to come away from the basket, and that's where Davis does his damage mostly. Yeah. Louisville's going to shoot a lot of open jump shots, I think, because
they're going to rely a lot on Keurig. In his shot,
he's a good shot.
We've been hoping to rely on him all year, and
that's what it's going to come down to.
Yeah. Kyle's corner. And that going back to the game for Louisville, Kevin Ware, it was his first game for a Cardinal. Everybody thinking he's the savior.
He's not really a savior. He's somebody that's going to come in and back up Siva and give Chris Smith and Kyle Keurig.
He didn't play much last night.
He didn't play at all. Against College of Charleston 2 nights ago. But he's still learning the system. Mm-hmm. If Kevin Ware comes in the game, somebody's going to go straight to zone because he doesn't know how to run all the offense versus zone. So against College of Charleston, that's what they did. They took away Peyton Siva, and they didn't want Siva in the lane. So Louisville had to hit shots at the free throw line.
And they did.
Eventually, how they won.
They're a really good free throw shooting team, top to bottom. Even though Gorgie, he knocks them down.
Oh yeah,
we'll give Louisville credit on that. But what I've said since before the season started, last season, Jared Swapshire, is even on the team. It's like he's not playing when he's there. I'm going to stick my word. He's just not. Rip Chino didn't give him a red shirt for a reason.
Well, the thing is like Rakeem Buckles comes back, and now you have a guy that is backing up Zhang at the 5, but Zhang's not coming out. He's playing 40 minutes almost every game. So now you got Buckles. He's going to back up Hannon, and Jared Swapshire.
Who we got here? Bluegrass Breakdown Radio Show.
Hello.
How you doing?
Hey, what's up?
Nothing much. Who we got?
I'm sorry?
What's your name?
My name is James Earl Jones.
How you doing tonight?
Not the real James Earl.
Oh, I was hoping it was.
I was like, I loved you and Coming to America.
Yeah. So what's on your mind there?
I was just calling to say it was a big game for Wilter today. 24 points. That's pretty big.
It was. I wish Tyler gets mad at me. I wish he'd step it up on defense. What do you think about his defensive things, James Earl?
Yes. And I watch your show all the time. I just want to say it's a great addition there, and that lady you got in the middle, she's pretty hot.
There you go.
You're gonna make me blush, James Earl. Thank you.
Yeah, she is blushing. I don't know if you can see it online, but she turned a different shade of red right there.
She's a Cardinal fan.
Red looks good on her.
Red now.
Red looks good on her.
You done turned
James,
me the side.
what do you think for the UK UofL game?
Because she's kind of, she kind of makes a balance in between Kentucky and UK, and it's a good balance there. So she's beautiful.
There we go.
There we go. Thank you, James.
Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
That was Danielle.
I got a fan.
You're gonna get flowers at Valentine's Day, I think.
KentuckySports for how long? 3 weeks? 4 weeks, maybe?
I think 2, 3.
And Dorn Lamb loves you.
I know.
Ron
yeah.
Lamb loves me.
Gilchrist.
That's a story you all may not know.
Yeah, he wants to hold your equipment.
Do you want to tell this story?
Maybe next segment.
Okay, we got 10 minutes.
We got 10 minutes to go on? Okay.
We'll get to it. We will get that next. We'll get that.
We'll say, you got to keep watching for that
exactly.
one.
It's a good story.
It's a good one.
Yeah, oh, gosh, she's just stopped texting.
You think I'm red from James Earl. You just wait what Duran does.
Oh, yeah.
You just wait.
Russ Smith, Mark, following the Memphis game, Big East Player of the Week.
Oh, yeah.
That's a huge accomplishment for him.
Russ Smith, another player that is completely different from last season. Gorgie Zhang, same way. Russ Smith is hitting shots, and he kind of plays basketball like his head's on fire and he's looking for a bucket of water. I mean, you just can't move fast enough. Like, it's just like, I got to go.
Kobe
Gotta
Bryant,
get the shot off.
He loves shooting.
Yeah, I mean, but see, Kobe's more patient than Russ. But Russ is also like a monster.
Mm-hmm.
On defense, like on the ball, like one-on-one, he is going to cause a lot of problems for a lot of point guards this year. It just steals on the press, things like that.
Man, I don't know if you remember, I think it was John who was sitting here, John or Kelly. I told him before the season started, I think Russ Smith is going to be your all's better point guard than Siva. I don't know why. I just thought he's, from seeing him last year and falling into this year, I think he's doing the same thing. I mean, he's fast. He wants to score. He wants to get Louisville going. That's what I like about him a lot. He's kind of reminds me of Gilchrist. He's got the motor.
Well, Russ has the ability to actually make a jump shot, which Peyton Siva currently is not.
He lost it. Where'd it go?
I don't know what's happening with his jumper, but like teams are just going to say, look, we're not going to let you go around us. We're going to make you make jump shots, and when you do that to Peyton Siva, game over.
Yeah, but. So. I'm impressed with Peyton Siva's ability to finish the ball. He gets into the lane with the best point guards in the nation, and he's finishing the circuit shots. It's unbelievable, actually.
That's why teams are playing the zone up top against us. They're not letting them around and give them the lane.
I think Kentucky's going to throw a 2-3, 3-2 on you all a lot of times during this game.
I would make Louisville make shots. I mean, they're not shooting a great percentage like last year from three. Kyle Kuric is not being as assertive as he needs to be.
Kyle's corner is closed.
Well, he's still hitting his shots. He's just not as effective.
He gets into rhythms.
And Chris Smith, Chris Smith can hit the jumper, but like at the 4 and 5, obviously we need a lot of motion to get the ball moving, and that's just not happening right now. I think it's hard against the zone as well. So,
listen to Bluegrass Breakdown Radio Show. If you have any thoughts, UK UofL fans, that lone IU fan that gave us a text one night, give us a call. The number is 502-265-5211. We'd love to hear from you all. Check our site out. It's KentuckySports.co. Good stuff. Check out Mark's site, cardscats.com. Also good stuff. We like to call ourselves partners.
Yeah.
We're partners.
We'll part. Kind of feels like we're partners sometimes.
We're friends.
Yeah, buddies.
Aww. We're good friends. But give us a call. We'd love to hear from you all. Louisville had a game last night. It was a close game, Mark, for majority of this game.
Yeah, it was actually 2 nights ago.
2 nights ago.
But yeah, it was actually a really exciting game. Bobby Crimmins has a crew, and I don't remember what conference they're in, but I'm willing to bet right now they'll probably win it and be in the NCAA tournament. And how long they stay depends on their draw, but I really do think that that was a better team. They're definitely not a name team. I mean, but College of Charleston can't change their name. So
I've heard of them. I mean, I've heard of them. They've been around.
They almost got beat by UT Chattanooga, by the way.
Oh, good.
Did they?
Yeah.
Right. Did you look that up?
No,
Nice.
I remember. Well,
Nice.
it was before. Well, it was before I was like scoping out UT Chattanooga before the game. I was kind of scouting them out, and they had an overtime loss to College of Charleston.
Well,
So they forced them to overtime, and that team is
Antoine Wiggins
not up to
is their main option, and he's a left-hander, and he'll go into that left-hand corner and shoot threes, and you're like, who in the world can defend a left-hander in the left corner shooting threes, and he's making it, and he made like 4 from right there.
He
So
did.
like, I say give him that shot, defend it, but like if
They're
it's
gonna
almost
streak it.
impossible to stop. So
and they're going to be streaky. I mean, they're going to be cold. They're going to be hot off that. I hate teams like that.
yeah, what ultimately happened was they folded and due to the press on the last 5 minutes of the game, and that was the difference.
I do love the press. I do vote press. I love.
Rick Pitino.
It's the
It's the Rick
press.
Pitino
It's the
press.
Pitino
He's had it.
press.
He's always going to have
That's why I'm
that.
so excited this year that Kentucky has a press.
Yeah.
Because I miss it.
I do miss it. It's been a long time since we've had that press. I mean, he really didn't even use it his past 2 seasons.
Almost every game this year, if you look at the box score, they have a player that U of L plays against that has like 5 or more turnovers.
Yeah.
Almost every game.
Yeah.
And it's just fun to kind of watch and say, okay, who's the guy? Who's my guy? It's kind of like an onside kick. You're looking at the guy that's got his knees a little weak. You're like, okay, who's my guy that we're going to pinpoint today? And Louisville just kind of vultures on that.
I mean, the College Charleston, they knocked down 12 threes in the game, that's the way to beat, to be the underdog, to come into the home, the number 3, number 4 team in the nation, knock them off. They did what they needed to do, and then, like you said, it's just the final few minutes, just the crowd. I mean, they were good. You were there, Mark, right?
Yeah, I was there.
The
crowd was not. They're like, we're not having another Drexel.
Mhm.
Okay, we're not doing that again. And it's pretty cool that Louisville was able to win versus a team that hit over 50% from 3.
Yeah.
Obviously, you need to defend the 3-point line better because Deron Lamb, in 9 days is gonna be open. So
y'all got Georgetown to look forward to first, and that's no push.
Oh yeah. But Georgetown. The thing about Georgetown, I've been watching them this year. They're a bad first half team. And they are a completely different second half team. It's just like Jekyll and Hyde. But they're going to lose a lot of games because they're going to lose in the first half.
I mean, Louisville, same way as Rick Pitino. He's the best, one of the, if not the best in the country at halftime adjustments coming into the locker room. I mean, he proved it at Kentucky. He's proved it his whole career. So I think Louisville will win that game. It's at home, of course.
Yeah.
As Dick Vitale tweeted out, does Louisville have an airport? I don't think they do.
We do have an airport. We have opted not to leave because we have an agreement with UPS right before Christmas where they need more space on the tarmac for their planes, their cargo.
I remember working there. It's tough.
Or they need to pay for their new arena.
Yeah, we also need to pay for the new arena. We have all this booze that we have to sell, and it's going to go bad.
You sell plenty of booze because when I've seen
when Tyler's there, you sell plenty of booze.
Yeah, when Tyler's at the Yum Center.
When I look at the TV, Mark, I see a lot of empty seats. I know they're there. They're just
we're underneath. They're underneath. I mean,
they're booze.
They can go and they can go to their seat when they want to, and then they can go and hang out with the bartender. And if you've seen the bartenders underneath there, they're quite nice. So I can understand.
I'm gonna have to agree with you. I'm sure James Earl Jones would agree as well. So we got another call. Blowing up today.
I wonder if it's James Earl.
How you doing there?
Yeah, Crumbs Revenge calling in.
How you doing, Crumbs Revenge?
How we doing, buddy?
You there?
Yeah.
All right. What's on your mind?
Oh, just wanted to talk about the upcoming game with Kentucky and also Georgetown.
Okay.
All right. Shoot, man.
Go ahead. We're listening.
Okay.
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
Oh, I'm sorry. Mark told me to call in. I don't know what to do here.
Oh, no. I mean, are you a Kentucky or Louisville fan? We'll get that out there first.
Louisville fan.
Louisville fan. Okay, you got Louisville playing Georgetown. What do you think about this game?
Hello?
Are you there?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
sorry.
We can hear you. You're good. I was going to say.
Okay.
Louisville's playing Georgetown. What do you think about this game?
For Georgetown?
Yes, sir.
I think historically, Georgetown, with their Princeton-style offense, has always kind of gotten us off to a slow start. I think that's the only thing that might have a problem when it comes to, the slow start that Georgetown usually provides. Is we're probably going to have some adjusting to do ourselves to kind of get it going.
Oh yeah, I agree. I think like Mark just talked about, both these Georgetown's kind of a slower first half, but as in Louisville, these halftime adjustments for both teams is going to what makes or breaks the end of the game. I think Louisville will pull it out though.
Right, I definitely do too. I think Georgetown just doesn't have the depth enough to kind of run with Louisville, so they're going to have to slow it down. Louisville has proven the ability to play a pace game and also a running game, and in the end, I think Louisville's going to have a big enough first half lead to withstand the run that Georgetown's likely to put on in the second half.
Now, obviously, within about a week or so, week and a half away, the Kentucky and Louisville game is coming on. You're a big Louisville fan. You got to be cheering for your Cards at Rupp Arena, right?
Yeah, I think it's going to be tough. I think someone alluded to it in the media earlier. Cal's already starting to kind of rev the engine up a little bit for the refs. He did this a while back. Louisville, Memphis. It was in the CUSA days, and he was talking about the refs in the media for about a week or so, and it was turning into a story the more he did it. And it looks like we're heading down that direction again. Now, Louisville obviously has got a lot of depth, so I think the matter of the fact will be who's going to be the person in trouble. I think last game showed that with Siva, I think he had a bone bruise. With Siva a little out of the equation, we're able to pull that out, but we're not playing College of Charleston, obviously.
Oh yeah, you make a good point about the Siva. It's going to, like you said, it's going to be who doesn't show up, I guess, for either of these teams.
Right. If Terrence Jones can't go and the game is called tight, there could be a lot of fouls, and Kentucky's not great. They're not deep. I'm sorry, they're not deep at all. So if you get a couple players in foul trouble, they're going to have to go into that bench in the first half and maybe late into the game.
I mean, that's what got them in trouble with Indiana, and actually got them in trouble in the first half today when Kate Gilchrist got those 2 quick fouls. I mean, if they get fouls, they've got to. I mean, can they recover that quickly? I'm not sure they can.
Oh yeah, for sure. So what's your prediction of give us a final score? We're taking final scores. We might have a winner if somebody gets the final score right, a little prize at the end of the game.
Okay, I think it's going to be. It's blasphemy to pick against your team.
It's okay, go for it. We're Kentucky and Louisville. We like both of you all.
I think it's going to be Louisville, 78-75.
78-75 Louisville.
3-point win.
That's
Is
a good
spread out yet?
Good score. No, it's not out yet. It won't be out till the beginning of the week. What's your name again?
Crumb's Revenge.
Crumb's Revenge. That's right.
He's the one that makes the infamous videos, correct?
Yeah, he made a 12 Days of Christmas video on cardsandcats.com earlier this week, so you may have enjoyed that, Tyler.
I did. I saw it. I actually did.
I didn't, but I will watch it. I will.
Well, thank you very much, Crumb's Revenge. We liked your input. We appreciate the call.
Thanks a lot.
All right, y'all. Thanks.
Sweet. Appreciate the calls tonight. We really like calls. If anybody else
listens,
we got one more. They're calling for you, Danielle.
Yeah.
If James Earl Jones is listening,
that girl is hot. How's that?
I'm not going to give her Twitter out. I'm just going to start giving
I
her
don't
phone
listen to a word she says, but I'll look at her.
No Twitter shout-outs. Just her phone number directly. Exactly.
We're going to go to our last commercial break. We'll be right back with our final segment. Finish up a little UK UofL tidbits, some random news. The Big E sucks and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, right.
We got Straight On Radio Show.
Oh, I love that song right there.
Yeah. When I walk on by, I smell like shit and I'm coming fly. A pimp to the beat, eat from the garbage on the street. Yeah. This is how I roll. Paper bag pants out of control. You can find me at the glory hole. Winning through the wall for a quick free blow. Girl, look at my body. Girl, look at my body. Girl, look at my body. I ain't trash. Please give me some money.
Fun show we've had tonight.
Music.
Can we keep this on?
Light a candle for me,
People
man.
are gonna think we're watching a different show.
I know. Light a candle for me, buddy. A little scented oil.
Give James a
bubble bath. Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. We were trying to find the Christmas dubstep house. It's awesome. You need to get on YouTube, check it out. It's a dubstep song, but the video. Since it's Christmas, we were trying to show you, get the spirit going, but no, Matt couldn't find it. But this will work. Anyways, we got a fun week coming up. I'd like to go ahead and get that out there for our site. We're going to be doing a daily player for UK and UofL shooting guard comparison, a point guard comparison, so on. Power forward, we're going to be doing that. Other fun things, daily things, and it's all going to be for the rivalry. It's going to be like a rivalry week on our website. Danielle, you need to bust out some UK UofL stuff just strictly for the rivalry. We need this. That's what we're going to be pushing this week.
I'm not against it.
I'm not against it. Me and John, like I said, get on every morning or night. I don't know when John's available to do his blogging, but like I said, there'll be a daily player comparison. It'll be sweet. We'll even have a 6-man because you never know who's going to start for these guys.
Never do. Never know. I'm actually going to be going down to Charlotte for the Belk Bowl.
Ah.
So I'm not even worried about that UK UofL
When is the
game.
Belk Bowl?
It's next Tuesday.
That's right. I told you. I didn't even put that on the lineup, Mark.
Yeah, I'm leaving. I'm leaving Monday morning, day after Christmas. Gonna drive down.
I'm really glad you brought that up.
What are your predictions for that?
We had a sheriff's preview for that, and we have Louisville 27, NC State 24, but it could go either way. That game is gonna be tight, and if you like football, that's gonna be a good one to watch. Like if you just want to sit down and watch
I was looking at NC State's schedule. They started off slow.
Right.
As did Louisville. I just saw Louisville actually. FIU and Marshall were playing each other in the bowl game. What a coincidence, right?
The Louisville Bowl, and that was in the bowl we were in last year, the Beef O'Brady's Bowl. So it might as well have been the Louisville Bowl.
I mean, the Belk Bowl, Beef O'Brady's
Bowl. It all revolves around.
Honestly, the Beef O'Brady's, to me, the Beef O'Brady's Bowl sounds better than the Belk Bowl. At least you know what beef is.
The Belk Bowl, they're so great. The Belk Bowl is actually
Potato
good.
Bowl is actually, I think.
The famous Idaho Potato Bowl was impressive.
Potato
But no, I really like this game. It's kind of like looking in the mirror when you see NC State. They have the same colors. They had similar types of seasons. One thing that NC State does is they take the ball away. They are turnover machines. And Louisville, they're going to be their key. They're going to have to protect the football because their offense is going to be a little bit better than NC State's, and Louisville's defense is going to be a little bit better than NC
Bridgewater,
State's.
freshman year.
But it all turns on the turnover, and they have David Emerson, who's leading the country in interceptions with 11. He actually has more picks than all but 50 teams.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
The game again, it's in the Belk Bowl. It's in Durham, not Durham.
It's in Charlotte.
North Carolina. 7 o'clock. I can't remember.
It's an 8 o'clock kick, and they're going to have a game on before it at I believe it's like 4 o'clock kick before. I don't remember which game it is before. I'm focused on the Belk Bowl.
Oh yeah.
But we're going down, and it's going to be a big party. They have a place called Epicenter down there. Tons of bowl events. We're staying 5 blocks from the stadium, and everything kind of happens right there. I'm a little angry though that I couldn't go down before, and that Christmas is kind of in the way because tomorrow they're going to the Charlotte Motor Speedway and they're going to do pit crew competition against NC State. So I think that's going to be so cool.
I don't know what that means.
It's called NASCAR.
It's called car racing, and basically Louisville is going to put together a crew. NC State's going to put together a crew.
So like they're going to have a car?
Now who's going to be a jack of a car? I know this. Will Stein? He's got to be on there.
Probably Stein. He'll probably be the guy like wiping off the windshield.
Yeah.
But we're there.
Who's got the fast hands? Vic Anderson's got some fast hands. He'll probably be busting out.
Vic probably has fast hands. I don't know. I mean, I would be interested to go. That's why I wanted to go.
They're actually doing like a little NASCAR.
Yeah, they're going to do like a pit crew challenge, and they're going to take 3 laps each. It's going to be
so adorably redneck. I love it.
Yeah.
NC State Louisville. We can't
exactly. Kentucky and North Carolina.
Exactly.
Hello.
Shining at his bed.
I don't know why you can't just get in a big field and drink. That's what I think.
Have you seen Moonshiners, or do I watch too much TV?
I've never seen that.
Have you seen Moonshiners?
Is that like it's like a big redneck reality show on
in West Virginia?
Yes.
So make fun of them, Mark.
I've seen a little bit of it.
The better one for West Virginia is the Wild, Wonderful Whites of West Virginia.
Oh, it is awesome.
My favorite part of that is
never even heard of
they're actually wearing
like
West
Showtime
Virginia gear in this documentary, and yeah,
kind of like Jerry Sandusky loves wearing Penn State.
There is some meth. There is some drug abuse.
Oh yeah,
there is some incest.
We're getting off the subject of sports. But there's a woman crushing pills, snorting them just after she has a baby. That's crazy.
She ain't playing.
I feel like I watched that movie the other night. That's
that was
crazy. It is.
That actually happened.
Yeah, maybe. But
Get back on topic.
I'm glad you brought the Belk Bowl up again. Card fans, get excited. I know John Hancock's excited. I know he's listening right now. He's been texting me all week about the most stupidest stuff, UK UofL related.
What has he been texting you?
I can't even tell you. John's got a mind of his own.
He's on a plane a little bit higher than yours, I think.
Yeah, he is.
Maybe. And being a Louisville fan, that would be explainable.
He usually cuts into my Modern Warfare time, but.
Why would anyone do that?
What we talked about in the first segment, John. I mean, not John. He's Mark.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry. Mark from thecardsandcats.com.
Point proven.
Check it out. Is that Western Kentucky's coming to the Yum Center in a few days?
We're going to get the Hilltoppers. Yeah, it's a return trip from last year. I actually went to that game last year in Bowling Green on my way back from the Beef O'Brady's Bowl. It was actually, I was thinking it was going to be a lot better game. And Louisville.
At Diddle?
It was in the EA Diddle, and I really love their pregame thing they had down there. It's a really good atmosphere down there at Diddle.
Fun.
I like it, but unfortunately, they're going to run up against the same buzzsaw they did last year, and Louisville's going to be entering Big East play following that. But there's not going to be any overlooking a in-state school like that again.
No more State this year.
There's no Kenneth Fareed on that team.
There is no Kenneth Fareed.
They
do have Chris Gordon, the point guard.
He played with Michael Gilchrist.
Exactly, I love him.
Yeah. The only reason you know that is because you watched the HBO documentary.
Well,
over and over.
I have to call you out. Just because he's touched MKG doesn't mean that he's
We chatted the other day. We're basically best friends.
Now,
I'm not impressed.
That's exactly what I was about to get into. We got about 10 minutes to go. Danielle's been killing it for us, going to the Kentucky games, doing some press work.
Yes.
And I think Presso's over with, totally. I'm just going to let you go with it, Danielle. Tell us about Dorn Lamb and you. Best buds.
I don't know if you would say
boyfriend,
best
girlfriend.
Buds. Or boyfriend or girlfriend. No, I went to, it was my first ever media event Tuesday. And of course, I was going to go with Tyler, and then Tyler, of course, canceled. So I had to go by myself, freaking out. Because, this is like my dream, and I'm going alone, and, I can't do it.
That's why I didn't want to go with you. You're freaking out too much.
She's a female. You let her walk through the parking lot by herself.
I've never watched a Kentucky game with a female.
Alone.
I'm not surprised.
That's something you need to discuss with your therapist.
I'm not surprised. Anyway, so I go there, and I'm, nervous. I'm starting to be okay. And, of course, I was kind of all right. I've been talking myself down for a while. Then Matt sends me something the night before. He's like, oh, they'll do locker room interviews where you can do individual things with the players. And I was like, oh,
she powdered it up a little bit extra.
And I was like, I can't handle this. And then I get that email. You get an email from media relations, and they said, locker room's closed, don't worry about it. And I was like, all right, cool. I don't have to worry about that. So I calmed down. We were good. And so after Cal's presser, which was difficult enough for me to get through without sweating, then there was kind of this confusion, and then they take us somewhere, and guess what? Locker room interviews immediately. So I'm, of course, not even prepared. I'm freaking out. So I'm talking on these people. I talked to Eloy first, mostly because I felt bad for him because no one was talking to him.
I would talk to Eloy first.
He's probably happy.
And then I get there and I ask him a question, and I don't even remember what I asked, and he answered it, and I didn't understand a word he said. I was just like, okay, thanks. But then I move around, and one of the last people I talked to was Duran Lamb because he had such a great game. He was who everyone was talking to.
Yeah,
so finally he cleared up, and I went, and he was eating Chick-fil-A. Which I thought was funny.
Sounds delicious.
I was trying to get his attention. He's eating Chick-fil-A, and so I interview him, and it's whatever. He talks about whatever, and then I'm done. And then I go over and I talk to somebody else. And I'm trying to talk to Marcus Teague, who's right across the room from Duran Lamb. And Duran Lamb gets my attention. He's like, "Hey, come here." And I was like,
"Uh-oh."
Okay. I was like, "What did I do wrong?" And so I go over to Duran Lamb, and I've got the little camera thing I have that I was using to record the interviews. And I go over there, and he's like, "What's that thing?" And I was like, "What thing?" And he was like, "The thing you're holding." And it was the camera. I was like, "Oh, it's a camera. I hit record on it, and that's all I'm doing. I don't know." And so he
did
holds
you hit record? Because I didn't.
Not on this part. I did not hit record. But he takes it, and he looks at it, and he's like, "Girl, you got a boyfriend?" And I was like,
"Nice."
And of course,
yes,
my face turns.
Game.
My face turns completely red. Completely, and of course I automatically say no, or I say yes.
No. She immediately said no.
No, I immediately said yes because I was just freaking. I was like yes, but then I told him that he was my number one backup, which I don't even know where that came from. But I was like, "You're my number one backup."
You were freaking out.
Nice. Well, I'm kind of surprised you didn't go after Sam Malone.
He wasn't in the locker room.
Oh.
He tore his ACL.
So that would have been your
Actually, my main man is Kyle Wiltshire. If you must know.
No defense.
The guy that
he
I
can't
defend.
Kyle, if you're watching, I know you're not.
That's why it'd be so easy for me.
He's
I
going to
would
criticize your defense all the time.
He's not going to block me.
So you're going to go to practice. John Calipari's going to give it to you. And then you're going to go home, and then Danielle's going to give it to you.
I just got to get to the main point is we are in with Kentucky Athletics now because of you and Doran.
Doran.
So excited.
Why do you keep saying Doran?
It just comes out. Sorry, Doran.
No,
are you gonna sleep with the camera?
And honestly, I just there's like a mirror in there, and I saw my face as I was walking around. And I never got to interview Marcus Teague, which is who I really wanted to talk to, but because Duran Lamb freaked me out so much. Then by the time I was done being freaked out, then they were like, "Okay, everybody's to leave now." So yeah, I looked in the mirror, and my face was completely beet red, and I just. Oh, it was.
Well, it would do
good
better.
Story.
It was awesome.
Excellent.
It was a good story.
Excellent story. James Earl's probably a little jealous.
Yeah, he's got some major competition now.
Okay.
It's all good.
You got major.
All good.
So that was a good story for we really
Yeah.
don't have story time, do we, Matt?
No, it's nice.
It's always nice to have a casual story on
Maybe
here.
I'll have more.
We
I
need to
didn't
add
get
that
to
as
do
a
player
regular
interviews
We'll be
today.
at the UK versus somebody game on the 28th.
Versus
UK
somebody.
versus somebody.
Versus
Lamar.
nobody game.
Lamar.
It'll be the nobody.
Lamar.
You already played him, I'm
Is that
pretty
who
sure.
it is?
I'm pretty sure we did. It was a
Nobody.
nobody game.
Everybody
Exactly.
played Lamar.
And they actually kept it close, I remember. Lamar. But yeah, we'll be there.
Can I bring up a question real quick?
Please. I've
Okay.
been waiting for you to talk all day, man.
Yeah,
Matt's here.
I just had something I had to point out, and let me do this for you. Since Mark is here, and he's going to be the U of L base for tonight, I'd like to read a post that Kelly Patrick put on his wall.
Hold on. Does this have to do with my comments? No. We already discussed.
Let me read this, and we'll see Mark's opinion. We haven't heard Mark's opinion on this. So here's Kelly Patrick's post. It says, Tyler Bloyd texted me the following during the first half of today's Cars versus Memphis game. Dang faces an okay big man, and he sucks. It's a quote from Tyler. What do you guys think of the analysis by Tyler?
First off,
Stat sheet says Dan goes into the locker room with 10 points, 11 rebounds, 3 blocks. He did have 1 turnover and was 4 for 10 field goals and 2 for 5 for free throws. But is Tyler's analysis accurate?
And that was his line in the first half?
Time out.
That was his line in the first half?
I think that was first half.
Yeah, that was first half.
Yeah, so that's a ridiculous stat line.
I'm going to cut both of you off because earlier, the first segment, when Matt admitted during the break that he didn't know what was going on in the first segment, that I already said that I was joking.
Well, you better have been joking because I'm...
Well, I just wanted to get Mark's input on this.
Did you all not pay attention to me?
Well, why hate on Gorgie, man?
I didn't. I said I like Gorgie. I like the Gorgster.
He's been going against it his whole life. He's from Africa. He had to come over.
No,
the
he
NCAA said he was ineligible. And then you're going to tell him he sucks when he's got 10 and 11? Like, come on. He's got 10 and 11. That's good. Let's have it.
He doesn't suck, but he's going to suck when he plays Anthony Davis.
No, he won't. Anthony Davis was 195.
I can't wait for next week. Are you coming next week? Oh, my God.
If I'm invited, I'll show up.
Hey, the carsandcats.com just tweeted.
We just tweeted.
They're updating everybody. Jarnell Stokes, he was on UK's radar. He's picked Tennessee, which is no surprise. Tennessee is terrible. He can officially go in immediately and play for him. He's going to start. Why not? He wouldn't play for UK this season. There's no reason for him to
I thought
come
he was leaning Memphis.
He doesn't want to go Memphis. They just lost to Louisville.
That's amazing.
But they also probably could have.
I'm definitely not the recruiting arm of cardsandcats.com, but awesome for Tennessee and the Vols.
Yeah, but we don't care about you, Quanzo Martin, or you, Vaughn Turds. But there you go. You got Jarnell Stokes. And for the Louisville, though, real quick, before we get off, Anton Gill, did you see he committed?
Yeah, I did see he committed, and, it's just one thing I tell a lot of folks, like, I could care less about recruiting until signing day because we've had so many commitments, and then this guy can't sign for another 10 months, so I'm not even okay.
But he is a 4-star.
Thanks for coming on, Anton, and we'll see if you actually show up in October.
Where's he from?
He's from Raleigh, North Carolina.
Is he gonna go to the Belk Bowl?
It would be close. And that's one thing about the Belk Bowl, and I do follow a little bit of football recruiting, is that Nick Dawson is our primary target for football, and he lives in Charlotte. So I think that's going to be a really
ding ding.
It's not going to be a loss for Charlie. Charlie gets what he wants. He's like the honey badger.
Oh wow! Do not compare him to the honey badger.
I like Charlie Strong actually. I
like Charles too. I don't like your cheating
assistant
coach.
Call him Chuck. But if you're
like
not going to call him Charlie, you got to call him Chuck.
I don't like No Neck, whatever his name is.
No Neck?
No Neck.
You're on those terms.
Clint Hurt. No Neck Hurt.
Oh, the big Hurt? You don't call him No Neck.
No
He's
Neck.
the Big
I
Hurt.
paid my mansion out to all my recruits. Hurt. Yeah.
That wasn't his name.
And Kentucky hired a new soccer coach, which everybody's very excited about. Louisville Nation, you're big soccer fans. We know it. So Johan Centergen's new Cats coach. Y'all better watch out. I know you all talk about y'all's Final Four national championship.
Oh, yeah. I was actually
We're
out
really
there.
good. We got the soccer.
And his name is Johan, which is totally cool.
Johan. I mean, he
Totally
should
cool.
sell at least 100 tickets based on his name alone.
Yeah, I'm now a soccer fan.
Yeah.
UK.
That was actually.
Yeah, I played soccer.
Team
I don't like
Johan.
it, really.
I went to
Team
the last
Johan.
2 Louisville soccer games, and they were actually awesome.
I know big time. Louisville are big time soccer people.
It was like I was like, wow.
Yeah,
I didn't know that you couldn't even find a place to sit down. Security is like, find a seat, and I'm like, there's not one.
Security said
Why
find
don't
a seat.
why
I
don't
think
you-
we could have a whole show about that right there.
They're like, find a seat, and I'm like, why don't you find a unicorn because that doesn't exist either.
Oh no! Oh no! Did you see Steven T? Both our guys up for the Bob Cousy Award, best point guard.
I love it, and I think right now, like, Siva would definitely have the edge over Teague on that, but I think at the end of the season, Teague is really settling down. I mean, you can start to see the foundation start to settle. Teams are figuring out Peyton Siva. Don't give him the lane, and he won't be able to.
They need to
do
figure that out
anything.
with Teague too. Teague is a good driver.
Yeah, well,
So good.
and but Teague has a little bit better jump shot than Peyton Siva, but Siva's a better defender than Teague is at the moment. But we'll find.
I'll tell you one thing. I'm playing this NBA Dynasty League where basically it's going to be going on for years. So you pick like younger people, and you can actually draft people from college to use in it.
Nice.
Just gonna say we had a little bit of a point guard problem in our actual NBA drafting, and we had like the last picks. Who did we pick? Austin Rivers.
Terrible pick.
And we might have to have a show about my
gosh,
delicious
awful pick.
crush on Austin Rivers. But anyway,
Terrible pick.
well, if we're looking at point guards in
terrible.
college, I'm going to go Austin Rivers and Marcus.
Time out. You've officially been kicked off the Kentucky fan list, and you're never going to press conference again.
Okay, look. Austin Rivers is, you know what? I like the bad boys.
I officially don't like.
I like the bad boys, and I like men that are terrible. That's all I'm saying. I love Austin Rivers.
We're gonna have to end our show on a horrible note, thanks to Danielle. Mark,
but I like Marcus Teague better. I'm preparing a post about Marcus Teague and involves charts.
Actually, Mark, we really appreciate you coming on for the
thanks for having me.
CardsCats.com. It's always fun.
Thank you, Mark.
Danielle, I hated that last comment, but love having you on the show. It's fun.
Kisses.
Yeah. Yeah, don't say that either. So going back next week, Oscar Combs. Everybody knows Oscar
Uncle
Combs.
Oscar.
Uncle Oscar, you're freaking out about this. He's going to be on next week. It's going to be an awesome show. Thanks, John Hancock, for getting him on. So check back in. It'll be 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock again next week. Bluegrass Breakdown Radio Show. You'll have a good night.
I fill you up. Let's have a party. Let's have a party. I love you, Red Solo Cup. I lift you up. Proceed to party. Proceed to party. Now I really love how you're easy to stack, and I really hate how you're easy to crack. Cause when beer runs down in front of my back, well that, my friends, is quite yucky. But I have to admit that the ladies get smitten, admiring how sharply my first name is written on you with a Sharpie when I get to hitting on them to help me get lucky. Red Solo Cup, I fill you up. Let's have a party. Let's have a party. Yeah.